NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is going to take place in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York this Saturday. This is the fourth TakeOver show in Brooklyn. The first was a great show in 2015. Second was another really good show in 2016, and the third show last year, 2017. I thought that was just a great show. I thought that was actually the best of the bunch, and this card right here can top it. So this is going to be another great show. NXT is impossible. It's impossible for them to have a bad TakeOver show. I've never seen them have a bad show. They've had some that have been absolutely incredible. I thought the New Orleans was their best one of all time this year, and this has a chance to top it. But they've also had some that were at least really good. I mean, the worst takeovers I can think of were at least good shows. They weren't great. They've had some of the best shows WWE has ever put on. So the bar is set extremely high, and I'm sure these guys are going to deliver. This is the fourth show. And now, it's interesting. This won't be the last time they go to Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn 5, if they call it that, will be in WrestleMania in April. So that WWE is going to stack the fuck out of that show, because that's going head-to-head against Ring of Honor when they have their first ever show in Madison Square Garden. So as good as Brooklyn 4's card look, I expect Triple H to go nuts for Brooklyn 5. That's going to be fucking crazy. But with this show, we have 5 matches. I think all of them are probably going to be at least great. The worst will be at least really good. So let's start with the match I think will probably be, I don't want to say the weakest match. It'll still be a decent match. You have the Velveteen Dream against EC3. So I had a hard time who's going to win this match. I think they'll have a good match. They probably won't start the show. I'm thinking the tag titles usually start these shows. It'll be a good match. As to who wins, I was thinking EC3 should win because I think Velveteen Dream's going up to the main roster. The more I think about this, I'm going to go with the Velveteen Dream. And it's going to be one... You know what? It's tough. I'm going to go with... I'm going to switch. I'm going to go with EC3. I said Velveteen Dream. I'm going with EC3 now. I think he's going to win. I think they have something planned for the Velveteen Dream. I don't know why to keep that. They might beat him again on one of these takeover shows. It's hard to imagine because he has so much potential. But I'm just going to say EC3 wins. I don't know if they want to beat him right away. I think he's going to be an NXT champion. EC3, I think he should be on the main roster. I don't think he should be the guy to be in NXT for long. I think it'll be a Drew McIntyre situation. Drew McIntyre was in an NXT for a few months. He got injured. He was supposed to be there for about a year, but once he got injured, they immediately brought him up to the main roster. I think that's what's going to happen with EC3. And Velveteen Dream, I think, should be up. I think he'll probably come up the night after WrestleMania. There's no point of bringing him up now. There's not much spots available. They have their plans. I don't think it's a good move at all to bring him up right after SummerSlam. I think he might. It didn't work last year with Bobby Roode, so I would wait till the night after WrestleMania. And it's also they both debut because I think EC3 doesn't have much time in NXT. I don't think he should be there for much long. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna stick with EC3. I don't think they want to beat him right away. It could be Velveteen Dream. I might be totally wrong. I hope it is Velveteen Dream who wins, but I don't know. Something in my gut tells me EC3, but I don't know. That's the hardest match, I think, to predict, easily. It's not even the biggest match. It's just a hard match to predict. I'm going to go with EC3. I might be totally wrong there. Next, we have the NXT Tag Team titles. You have the Undisputed Era. You have Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defending against Moustache Mountain. That features Tyler Bate and Trent Severn. So with Moustache Mountain, they had him beat the Undisputed Era on the NXT show in London. They had a big upset. It was the NXT UK show. That's what they do. They had a huge upset, and then, of course, the Undisputed Era won it right away. I don't think this is the end of this rivalry. I think the Undisputed Era is going to win here. It'll be interesting, the reaction. I think the Undisputed Era is going to be heavily cheered like they always are now. Probably Moustache Mountain is going to be booed out of the building like the last time the Undisputed Era had a match. So I've got the Era retaining. It'll probably be the opener. It's going to be a great match. This match is going to be so fucking good. You just know it. These four, it's impossible for these guys to have bad matches. It's just going to be a great tag team match. It should open the show. Crowds are going to be super hot. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I love watching TakeOver. I can't tell you how much more I'm looking forward to TakeOver than SummerSlam. I don't even want to see SummerSlam that bad. TakeOver, I am stoked. It's such a contrast. SummerSlam doesn't have a chance. But I got Undisputed Era retaining, and I think maybe they can. You know what? If Bobby Fish comes back, it's possible we see Bobby Fish, with Adam Cole and Strong and O'Reilly as a team in the War Games match. Maybe they face Trent Sever and Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne with someone else. That's possible. That could be your War Games match. 4-on-4, like the traditional War Games, not like last year's 3 versus 3 versus 3. I like the 4-on-4 traditional one, so maybe they go with that. But Era retains here. Another member of Undisputed Era is Adam Cole defending his North American Championship against Ricochet. This could steal the show. This match is going to be so fucking good. It's these two. It's going to be nuts. It's a Ricochet watching him wrestle. It's going to be fucking crazy. They could do an upset here. It's very, very possible WWE pulls the trigger on an upset here. It would not shock me, and I'd have absolutely no problem with it. I think Adam Cole still has a value as North American champion. He can hold it on for a little bit longer because I don't think there's any plans to put the NXT championship on Adam Cole. He could go for the title, but I just think there's too much, clog up. They have Gargano and Ciampa probably going to have another match for the title after this. They might, I don't know what they're going to do with Aleister Black. Maybe he just goes right to the main roster. But I don't get the impression that they want to put Adam Cole in the NXT title picture. I think that's why they want him as North American champion. And I think it's best to keep him as North American championship. But I could absolutely see Ricochet winning this match. Would not shock me whatsoever. I'm going to go with Adam Cole. I think they're going to have another great match. It's going to be awesome. Crowd's going to be going nuts. It'll probably be a boot. Ricochet might get booed a bit because Adam Cole is just going to be super over because it's the Undisputed Era. But, I love watching Ricochet wrestle. It's going to be fucking great. But I got Cole retaining. The NXT Women's Championship, you have Shayna Baszler defending her title against Kairi Sane. When they first announced this match, I was thinking, you know what, maybe Kairi's going to win. Kairi beat Shayna in the Mae Young Classic Finals last year. That being said, I got Shayna retaining once they did the Evolution pay-per-view. Once they announced it, Triple H even mentioned they're going to see Shayna Baszler. I get the impression that they're going to build Baszler as this dominant champion. She's Ronda's best friend. I do not see Shayna Baszler losing the title at all. I think she's going into Evolution. Maybe she loses there. Maybe it's Kairi. Maybe it's Candice LeRae. Maybe it's Bianca Belair or Lacey Evans. That show, you already have Io Shirai and Toni Storm who are going to tear it up. So, they're probably they might, try to book another great NXT Women's Championship. I think that might be where they beat Baszler. I do not see Baszler losing this title here. I think they spent too much time with her. I'm not a big fan at first. I don't think she's any good. I'm an MMA fan. She was never a good fighter. I saw her fights in the UFC, not impressive. She's not this great, dominant fighter that Ronda Rousey was. She's just Ronda Rousey's friend, and she's getting this opportunity, and I really resent that. I'm kind of sick of seeing these MMA fighters get these opportunities, but they won't beat her now. I like Kairi a lot. I think she'll probably be over in this match. They might get her over, but it's obvious Shayna's just choking her out, and Shayna keeps the belt, and just average MMA fighter has to be dominant because she's Ronda Rousey's friend. But sadly, I don't see Kairi Sane winning this title, and I see Baszler retaining. The main event, this main event's been like a mess. It was originally going to be a triple threat match. So I want to give my thoughts. I never actually got to address it. I was mad when Tommaso Ciampa won the title from Aleister Black. I thought it was bullshit. Why did they have to do that? What's the point? Aleister Black, they never really gave him a great chance to shine as champ. The problem with Black was he was right in the middle of this Gargano Ciampa feud. So he wins the title from All Miss in New Orleans. Great match. Got completely overshadowed by Gargano and Ciampa tearing the host down in the main event. He goes in the co-main event again. He has a decent match with Lars Sullivan. Wasn't that good. And then Gargano and Ciampa once again have another great match in the main event in Chicago. And now I'm thinking to myself, it's like, I get that they wanted to, maybe they didn't want him to be overshadowed, but I would have done a triple threat to keep Black as champion. That could have been what they did, but I hated that they put the belt on Ciampa. I would have kept it on Aleister Black. I wanted to see Aleister Black as champion to see like the Velveteen Dream get the belt from him maybe at WrestleMania. I think that's what they should have done, but I don't know. I was not a big fan of the title change. Of course, Aleister Black gets injured, so it was going to be a triple threat match. Now it's a singles match. No more Aleister Black. The one thing that's interesting about Gargano and Ciampa 3, Last Man Standing, I think the match in Chicago was originally going to be a Last Man Standing, but what had happened was in that match was I believe AJ Nakamura had the Last Man Standing match at the Money in the Bank show. It got switched, so they had to switch this, and they switched it to a Chicago street fight. And I don't feel like they're upping ante. They have the unsanctioned match and the street fight, and now, all right, Last Man Standing. Never been a big fan of that stipulation. It's part 3. It's going to be great. I'm sure it'll be another great match. It's like they've done everything there is to do. These guys need the structure. I would have done Hell in a Cell. It's like, what else are these guys going to do to each other that they haven't done in the first 2 matches? That's why I kind of think this match might be a little bit more repetitive. The Brooklyn crowd's going to be great, but it's like, I've seen this twice already. What else do they have to do? They've done everything in those first 2 matches. Like, everything. They've done major spots. So I don't know if like having a last man select. I wish they would have they could have even done a cage, something that different. But this will be main event. It will be great. They've been teasing Johnny Gargano turning. And it's not like he's turning heel. It's like he's losing his mind, and the fans start to turn on him when he cost block the match. I don't see Johnny Gargano going heel. But I see once again this being a fuck up, and he doesn't win the title. So they could do this 2 ways. There's 2 ways this is going to end. There's no way Gargano is winning a title here. There's 2 ways it's going to end. Ciampa beats Gargano. He makes it to 10. Gargano's out. Or 2, which is my prediction, ends in a draw. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say there's a major fucking spot. People might complain. I think if the spot's crazy enough and they have a great match, people will be fine with it and the feud can continue. But I'm going to say we have a crazy fucking spot. I don't know what the hell it is. It's brutal. Both guys can't make it to 10. It's a double count out. That's our prediction. It's a draw. It ends in a draw. I'll be fine with that. I think if they have a great match, it'll be okay because you're going to have 4 other great matches probably before it. And I think even if they do have a great match, even with a draw, I think the fans will be okay. Brooklyn, I mean, it's a crazy crowd, but I think if it's a great match, they'll accept it. So I actually kind of want to see that, to be honest. I think it'd be good so they can have the feud continue. If it was up to me, I'd have a Hell in a Cell match. That's what I would have liked to see, but they keep doing these matches. It'll be another great match, but I've got it a draw. I think this ends in a draw. I think this will be a great show. So the 4th Brooklyn show probably be as great, even better than the first 3, which were all really good. So needless to say, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is going to completely destroy SummerSlam. This is going to be a much better show. There's no chance SummerSlam even comes close to having anywhere near as good of a show as this show is going to be. So this show will be great, and you may as well enjoy watching it because I think everyone's going to be pissed off on Sunday night. So enjoy Saturday because Sunday's probably going to piss us all off.